I'm having a personal renaissance, going back to more traditional means of making art. I've missed that part of creating, and now I'm feeling less burned out and stuck. Finding ways to go through these things sure is a puzzle. Good thing I'm a nerd and supposedly a game designer, so puzzles are fun for me, in theory. Having said that, in this video I would ask a question. Is digital art still awesome? Especially in the awful times we live in right now. Well, grab whatever tool you use to make art and we'll find out together. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? Let's get started. I've been creating digital art now for maybe more than 15 years. I've recently looked at some of my old stuff on an old hard drive, and I gotta say, what a journey it has been. I was really bad. A couple of glimpses of good ideas, but the technique, the values, the design sense, poop. I kind of felt I've wasted so much time, especially as I know now what you have to focus on to become better, faster. But as the initial regret went away, I started remembering how I got obsessed with digital art in general. I fell in love with the thing. I wanted to work on games, create worlds, make interesting characters. I thought it would be straightforward. Finish education, get into a studio, make a name for yourself, become an art god. Oh boy, was I wrong. But you adjust, you adapt, you say hi to reality, but then you remember you have ambition and want something more, and this gives you a boost again. It's a roller coaster in the worst and the best possible ways. In the intro, I prefaced that I was going back to making more traditional art, and it's going great. I found out something that I thought I would not enjoy, but now it's becoming one of my favorite ways to paint. I'm talking about painting with acrylics. Miniatures kinda helped with that, actually, I think. It hits kind of different, but I don't think traditional and digital should be mutually excluded. And as I mentioned, digital art was and still is a giant part of my life. So I sat down and painted 2 illustrations. One of them I started with no theme, prep or a project in mind. And the other is a part of my Goblin Kitchen project I'm creating. Both I made on Procreate. For the first one, I let go of expectations and just started. I used to paint very methodically. I've tried so many ways to paint digitally at this point. Hundreds of layers, no layers, special layers with all kinds of modes, styles, black and white to color, black and white and gradient maps, using brush stabilization, not using brush stabilization, buying countless brush packs, just downloading brush packs that are free, photo bashing, line art, no line art, sketches, no sketches, etc. Nowadays, I spend a bit of time visualizing a vague idea of the subject I want to paint. And after that, I start putting shapes or very rough sketches with color. I found out that if you spend some time understanding how values are related to color and color theory in general, I could skip a lot of steps. I'm not saying it's easy, but with practice it gets better. What's important is to kinda decide how you're going to stage your light. And I really mean stage it, because while knowing how realistic lighting works is a crucial knowledge, real light is not that interesting very often. Just ask the film industry. There's a whole lighting crew making a scene look good. Or even this simple setup. I have a key light and I have a secondary light, so I could look half decent. I'll show you. If I just turn off the secondary light. And now I could turn off the key light, the main key light. Yes, that's what you're gonna see if I don't have a good lighting. It is an enhanced realism, let's say. And in painting, it's the same. This is actually a part of the storytelling you want to do. In this illustration I'm making, I decided that almost everything is going to be in shadow, except the direct light in the center. So at this point I already have my focal point. The rest is filling in the details. One of the things I like with digital painting is you could make a lot of changes very easily. I thought it would be fun if I included more mystery in the already mysterious illustration. So I painted a little guy behind one of the trees, and it's not clear if he's looking for trouble or he's just curious. After a couple of hours, I think this illustration is done. I've learned that I don't need to over-render and I like the painterly look. It might not be everyone's cup of coffee, but that's alright. Moving on to the next illustration. I was thinking it's gonna be cool if I paint an illustration of sorts for a cover of a PDF. The PDF is going to be full with stats and background stories for my goblins and pigs miniatures I sculpted. I wanted to include all the characters in a poster lineup kind of way. So I got started. The perfect place for these characters would be in the kitchen. First on the line were the goblins. In the center would be the master chef, Grum. You know him, you love him, maybe. And on both sides, the other two guys, the Eggmaster and the Garlic Gobbo. In the front, I overlapped almost all the piggies except one. That's next to Grum the Master Chef. He's a bit shy still, so we'll leave him be. For now. Remember how I said it's good to decide your lighting early? Well, I didn't do it. And after a while, the illustration felt flat and boring. So I changed the walls in the back to have a bit of a perspective, put a window and made a sandwich with cold and warm lights. In this case, it even suggests a working fire or an oven outside of the frame. As I told you, light could tell stories, even though I forget sometimes. Seeing all of them like that in one place hypes me very much for this project. I can't wait to release the whole thing because I love how it turned out. And I want to share it with whoever is interested. In the end, I put a title with a font and with a little sign I designed for the Goblin Kitchen / tavern with the name The Clumsy Dragon. If you haven't watched the Goblin Kitchen series, you might not know why it is called that. But I'll leave it to you. If you wanna know, just check out the videos. Well, at least for me, the answer to the question, is digital art still awesome? Is absolutely yes. So that's that. If you disagree, type an angry comment below. I personally love making different kinds of projects, and most of the time they overlap and feed into each other. I guess it would be more beneficial if I narrowed it down and make it more niche, but then it wouldn't be me. And then is it much more different than being in a big corporation and following the rules? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like diverse type of content or do you like more of the same thing? For now, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you could watch my other videos. Now bring me that horizon. Bye!